I read
all 2 or 3. I was fascinated. That whole turtle chapter really got me. It's awful.
Oh, Lordy. Lordy. Lordy.
My last one. I only brought
Alright, let's rock and roll here. I've got negative 3/20. Y'all focus, let's go. Plus 2 over x is equal to 5 over 4x. Alright, now we've multiplied and divided with these things. We've added and subtracted with these things. Now we've got an equal sign and we've got to solve for x. Our approach, and this is what you got to get ingrained in your big brains, our approach is a little bit different when we're solving the equation. When we added and subtracted, we got a common denominator, all that kind of stuff. Denominator, I'm still going to say denominator a lot in this, but it's not to get a common one. It's to cancel all the fractions out. My goal when I'm solving the equation here is going to be to make all the fractions go away so that way it just turns into like an 8th grade 2-step equation. Okay, so it'll be pretty easy once we can get it there. But so I got to figure out what I can multiply this by to make all the fractions go away. That's where the denominator comes into play. So look at the denominators we have. 20x and 4x. What will 20x and 4x all go evenly into? 20x. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 20x. Okay? Now the first couple of times I'm going to show you all the steps, but y'all will get it and be able to skip some stuff. When we multiply this whole thing by 20x, we distribute that here. That's going to be negative 3/20 times 20x. So you see the 20s would cancel out. Alright? So that first piece is now just negative 3x. Okay, now when we do the second one, 2 over x times 20x, we see the x's are going to cancel out, so you just got 2 times 20. So that'll be a plus 40. Okay, then equals, on this last one, 5 over 4x times 20x. The x's are going to cancel out. Now, you can do the 5/4 times 20 a couple different ways. You could just do 5/4 times 20. You could do 20 times 5 and then divide it by 4. I go ahead and reduce the 20 over 4. That's just because I like to keep the numbers smaller to begin with. 20 over 4, that reduces to 5. So then you got 5 times 5. And you would have gotten that anyway. So if you don't understand that reducing the fractions, that's okay. You could have just done 5/4 times 20. You would have gotten that. Okay, but look now, what was ugly with those stupid fractions is now a middle school 2-step equation. We can all do that. What would we do first to solve here? Subtract 40. Gets us negative 3x is negative 15. Last step. Whoops, and I wrote it 2. Divide by negative 3. And x is positive 5. Now, I gotta admit here, I don't remember. One of my classes today, I don't remember if it's y'all or Algebra 2, I just studied it all this morning and I forgot. One of them today's got extraneous solutions. Well, let's see. Extraneous solutions is when you do all the work and you get an answer, but then you plug it back in and it doesn't check out. So we got to plug that 5 back in because I don't remember if it's y'all's class or the other class that has extraneous solutions. So let's plug it back in real quick and see. Good news is you just plug it back in there.
Yeah, it works.
So negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Negative 15 plus 40 is 25. So Blake's right, it works on that. Well, not on that one. Let me go ahead and look while I'm thinking about it. No, it's Algebra 2. Algebra 2 has extraneous solutions.
Algebra 2,
Oh, yeah. And I made another video that we're going to watch before the Christmas break, and it has extraneous solutions in it. know, kind of like my first day of school video. Some of y'all Louise missed my first day of school video. It's on YouTube. You can watch it in your free time. It's quite humorous, you know. I'm sitting on the tractor in front of the chickens playing the guitar and singing.
What is storm coming in?
Yeah.
The what?
The storm. You see the trees start like blowing like crazy. And I'm just sitting there playing the guitar.
You got your wallet? Too cold. No. Bolt is right next to it. No.
Alright, this one's pretty simple one. We got 2 over x minus 3 halves equals 7 over 2x.
It's gonna be one of the crazy ones,
No, that was out of 2. Y'all, all y'all are going to work today. No, you're 3.
Is that
Ah.
7 over?
Yeah, that's a 7 that looks like a little sideways something. Yeah. Alright, so what will x2 and 2x all go evenly into? 2x. So just multiply the whole thing by 2x. Okay, so you distribute that to every piece now, and I'm still going to show my work, but when I do this, I'll probably skip some of these steps. 2 over x times 2x. The x's cancel, so you've just got 2 times 2. Both. Okay, here I got negative 3 halves times 2x. The 2's cancel, so we just had minus 3x. You're good, you're good. And on the last piece, I like that last piece, 7 over 2x times 2x. Right,
2x
right.
is just 7.
Good job, Saul. You got there 7. Good job. Alright, y'all simmer down.
Simmer.
Get them. Alright, so far been pretty good. The denominators have been monomials, so we got to look at extending that. I've got 3 over x plus 1 equals 1 over x minus 1 minus 2 over x squared minus 1. Alright.
You need to multiply 1 x by itself by x minus 1. And you multiply x minus 1 by x plus 1. And you'll be good. Right?
He's right. He's right.
You know all this. You learn the same thing I do.
You need to be in college algebra, man.
No, I dropped
We
that.
dropped it.
Yeah.
We
Alright, look right here. Shh. On this piece, what's x squared minus 1 the same as?
X plus 1 x.
That factors, difference of squares is x plus 1, x minus 1, right? So, going to what we looked at yesterday with common denominators, this one's got an x plus 1, this one's got an x minus 1, and this one's got them both. So my common denominator that I'm going to multiply this whole thing by is x plus 1, x minus 1. Now, I like the way that Blake said that because that lets me, I told you I would probably skip some steps if I was doing this on my own, and the way Blake said that would let me do that. Because now when I wrote this, when I'm multiplying by in factored form, I didn't write it as its difference of squares. I wrote it in factored form, so I can look here, and I won't do this if it confuses you, but I can look here and see, well, this one's already got the x plus 1. So those are going to cancel out, right? The x plus 1s will cancel out. So I just need to multiply the top by the other piece. That's what Blake was saying in his way. Okay? Is that alright? Do you need me to write it out? I can write it out. You know, don't make me mad by that. If I had 3 over x plus 1, the first piece there, and I multiply that by x plus 1, x minus 1. So there you're multiplying by x minus 1, right? That's exactly what he said. So that gets you 3x minus 3 in this first piece. Okay? Good, good.
They multiply the numerator.
Uh-huh.
Because they cancel
X plus 1
Well, I cancel one out with the denominator first, because my whole point in doing this is to get rid of the fraction. Yeah, yeah. All right, so on the 1, the x minus 1s will cancel out, right? So you just have to do 1 times x plus 1. So that 1 times x plus 1 is just x plus 1. Are y'all okay there?
Yes.
The next one, the whole thing cancels out, right?
Right.
So it's just minus 2.
It's all simple equation.
Well, this one might have a twist there, Mr. Harklow.
Yeah, we don't.
Uh-huh. We got like terms over there, so we got 3x minus 3 equals x. What's 1 minus 2? No?
1 minus 2
Is it?
1 minus 2
We're
is
trying to make this be a different type, I guess.
1 minus 2.
Yeah, you're right. Where's that going to come from? Ah, I see it. I see it. That's it.
X
Alright.
equals 1.
No.
I'm trying to put the twist in.
Yeah, I was getting there too quick. It didn't work that way, but I think I see it now. Okay, now we got an X on both sides. So this one we've got 4 pieces. What do you want to do first? You can pick any.
Subtract the X.
Well, I heard add the 3
No,
first.
the Harklow, I mean, no.
It doesn't matter. It'll all work. You can do it any of those ways. Any of those ways. So that gets me 3x. 3x, that cancels, equals x. I think that's 2. You know, I struggled with the basic math just a second ago.
Subtract the A.
Good.
2x equals 2.
2x equals 2, which means x equals 1. Now, freeze that for a second. I'm going to let everybody get caught up. Freeze that. Then we got to go back and look back up at the original problem.
That ain't gonna work.
Right. I'm not lied to you. Both classes have extraneous solutions today. If you go back up,
E.
if you go back and look at the original problem, remember we talked earlier in the week about you can't have a 0 on bottom?
Yep.
What would happen if I
minus
plugged that
0.
1 right there? It's going to be a 0. So even though all that good looking work there got me a 1, it really didn't work. So this equation has no solution. So what is 1 called? A new word for some of us. It's an extraneous solution. Just kind of, I take the extra out of extraneous. Since extra didn't do me any good. I don't know the technical definition other than it's a solution that does not check.
Doesn't make any sense. That's why math is nothing. Like, doesn't make no sense.
No sense.
As long as you solve something, it doesn't even work.
You didn't know it didn't work. You had to solve it to find out.
See? Like, there was like, I don't know, one time when I took the ACT, there was a question that was similar to this, and I couldn't find an answer for it. I said, extraneous solution, I was like, up with that.
And we're late. We needed to tell you that earlier.
Yeah, and so I just selected one of the number answers, because I was like, that's probably not a thing. Because I couldn't find an answer any way that I did it, or to work, whatever.
Alright, let's go hit one that's got a normal answer now. This one a little bit longer here. Try to write a little smaller. I got 4 over x squared. Guys, y'all sit down. Plus x minus 6 minus 1 over x squared minus 4 equals 2 over x squared plus 5x plus 6.
Multiply every. Wait, get the.
No, we're going to do this one. This one's a new one. We're going to do this one together. I was just listening.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Before I can see what my common denominator is going to be, I need to see what pieces make up the denominators as they are, so I'll know what they already have, so I'm going to factor them. These are all simple to factor. I do on this first one here, 8 times c, that's negative 6. I need the factors of negative 6 that add to 1. Good, so this is the same as x plus 3 times x minus 2. Right?
Right.
This is my favorite, and y'all are better than 6th period. 6th period is still struggling with difference of squares. But that's the easiest one in my opinion. That one would be x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, this one, a times c, factors of 6 that add to 5. No? X plus 2, x plus 3. If you did that positive and negative, Valentina, that would make that a negative. Alright, so let's look at what we got now. What we got to multiply the whole thing by. It's got to have an x plus 3, so I'm going to put x plus 3 out here. It's got to have an x minus 2. Okay, got to have an x plus 2. Already got an x minus 2, already got an x plus 2, already got an x plus 3. Okay, so that's what we got to multiply the whole thing by, right? Okay, let's see if we can stay together here on this. If I go to the 4, x plus 3 cancels with that one. X minus 2 cancels with that. So all I got, the 4, is x plus 2. Right? Everybody okay? Which makes 4x plus 8. It's not bad. When I go to the 1, the x plus 2 cancels with that. The x minus 2 cancels with that. So all I've got for the 1 is the x plus 3, which is just x plus 3. Now be careful here because this is a minus sign. That means I got to subtract that whole thing. So I'm going to put it in parentheses to remind myself to subtract the whole thing. Alright, now on the 2, the x plus 2 will cancel with that. The x plus 3 will cancel with that. So it's got an x minus 2 left. So that makes 2x minus 4. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Y'all seem to be okay there. Let's clean up that left side with those like terms, right? So I've got 4x minus 1x. 3x, good. No, that's why I put it in parentheses to remind you not to do that. 8 minus 3 is a positive 5. Right. It's alright. Okay, Valentina wants to subtract the 2x first. That'll make y'all happy over there. It's what y'all wanted to do last time. So that gets me x plus 5 is equal to negative 4. Doesn't equal 1. Y'all are struggling like me. Y'all made fun of my struggles a minute ago. I'm about to roast on y'all.
That's what he meant.
That's what I got.
Good job. They were making fun of me earlier.
We were not making fun of you, we were helping.
You don't know your what?
We were mentoring you to the...
I get mad at her whenever she uses her calculator. I tell her to stop.
The brain needs exercise.
I didn't learn. Does that work?
Yeah. You can't expect me to be able to pick up a math problem and do it if you don't ever practice it. Oh! I thought you meant it was exercising your brain.
No.
That's funny stuff. Okay, does the negative 9 work?
Let's plug it in and see.
Let's go look up here at our denominators and see if that would get me a 0 anywhere. 81, 9 squared. 81 plus 9 is 90. That's not a 0. 9 squared is 81 minus 4. That's not a 0. 81 plus 45 plus 6. That's not a 0.
Yes.
So yes, it works. And so does exercise.
Is there ever more than one extra one?
Yes, we're getting to that.
Oh, no. Yeah, man. That means there'll be a lot.
Not today, there's not.
Oh, good.
Not today.
I don't know.
No, all that, for there to be more than one answer, you would have an x squared here in your equation line.
Square root, which means you gotta have a plus or minus.
Right.
class in between this one and college algebra.
But there is.
Well, this class is the one that's between college algebra and whatever you took last
College
year.
algebra is too much work. I couldn't do all that.
Too lazy.
So
Yeah,
I
I
took
didn't
that
have
from
enough time to
time.
do any of it. Yeah, I don't have enough time to do
I don't understand why I did that. Like,
questions.
no, I'm not. I don't have anything on that, and I sit there and kind of like struggle with some of it. And I think
Usually wears off the ground for
that makes me so mad.
I could literally not have to like almost 100 questions.
I don't have to be
on
anywhere.
college algebra.
Well, you don't know what your college algebra teacher in college is going to do. They couldn't even give you one.
Well, yeah, but I don't have more time in college. Yeah, because I'm not going to be cheering and football.
You remember that. More time.
At you or yeah, Cheyenne said she has so much time, and Morgan said their college algebra teacher's like super easy. So I hope I get some more. And I'm going to community college, so it should be easy for me. I'll have all the whole out of that. Yeah, and I'm not trying to take a boatload classes. Exactly. I'm just going. So yeah, I don't know what to say what I want to do with my life. So I'm just going for my basic. I think I might not know the nursing, but I'm still like to do that. Because now I'm starting to think I want to go into pediatrics. I really don't know.
Alright, this one we got 2 over x plus 3 minus 1 over x minus 1 equals negative x squared minus 3x over x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now, this one's not any more difficult. We're just going to have to end up attacking it in a different way at the end, maybe. You should have a pretty good idea because the first 2 terms on the left are already factored, x plus 3 and x minus 1. They're already factored. So you should have a pretty good idea of what the last piece factors as. Right. If you look here, your factors of negative 3 that added 2, it's these. Right? Positive 3, negative 1. So this is x plus 3 times x minus 1. Now, this thing up here. Well, I wonder if I could, like, just take a negative x out of that. Wouldn't that leave me with x plus 3? So maybe that'll help me be able to cancel stuff out in a little bit. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and set this up. We're going to multiply by x plus 3 times x minus 1, right? I don't know if that helped me or not. We'll just hang on to it and see. Alright, take this all the way over here to the 2.
Bro, how'd you come down? I don't know.
Huh?
Didn't even see where the line was.
Oh, I was like bombing from high speed, I think. X plus 3 cancels. That leaves the 2 with an x minus 1. Good. Okay, here. Whoa. That was bad. The x minus 1 cancels. That leaves you with the x plus 3. But again, that minus sign might trick some of you. So be careful with that minus sign. I'm going to put the whole thing in parentheses so I don't forget it. Alright. Here, short bomb there, Austin. All of it cancels off on the bottom. So I think I can go ahead and leave that written as it was. Negative x squared minus 3x. Yeah, because I'm not going to... It canceled out. You can only cancel out top and bottom. So the stuff I multiplied it by, this canceled out that. Yeah. Alright, so over here on the left, gets me, whoops, stupid, 2x minus x is just x. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Now this is what Blake was talking about just a second ago. We've got a squared in this one, so this one could lead to 2 answers. It could. Doesn't mean that it has to have 2, but it could have 2. Okay? Alright, we got to get it. We got to move all this stuff over to the same side when we got a quadratic. So we are setting it equal to 0.
Add 3x.
Okay, I would prefer to do what Harklaw said and move this stuff to the left. What Austin Bull said is not wrong. You can move that stuff to the right, but I always like my squared to be positive. So I'm going to move that stuff over there. So I'm going to add x squared. And then I got to add 3x. Is that okay?
looks good.
Okay, so now I'm trying to solve a quadratic. Options we have for solving the quadratic are factoring, if it will. That's the easiest thing, to factor if it will, such factors equal to 0. Also, there's always the quadratic formula. So you could do that. Factoring it, if I look here, a times c is -5. Factors -5 that add to 4 are 5 and -1. So that'll be easy to factor. X plus 5 times x minus 1 equals 0. Now you just set both of those equal to 0 and solve. I can't keep up with your speed here. Alright, so we've got two possible answers.
Maybe only one of them works.
Maybe only one or maybe none of them. We've got to go up there and look and see.
Maybe they're imaginary.
I told you the strangest story was
Alright. What do we have? -5 and 1. 1's not going to work right here. 1 minus 1 would be a 0, so 1's not going to work. What about -5? -5 would not get me a 0 anywhere, so our only good answer is -5. 1, you are just extraneous. Hey, with a giant rubber ducky on the top. I like peeps, but I don't want a car with a giant peep on it. Alright, we'll let you try one now.
Yay.
We'll just do a normal one. As normal as can be.
I'm calling you normal.
Alright, that's it. You got 5x minus 8 over x plus 2 equals 5x minus 1 over x plus 3. Try to solve that. Go. Multiply it by the common denominator. I did? Oh.
Bull did. Oh, close to it.
Yeah, but it may end up canceling itself out. Because you'll have a 5x squared on both sides, so when you subtract it, it'll cancel itself out. You just did the first and the last. You forgot your other stuff. So when you do the x plus 2's will cancel out. So you have 5x minus 8 times x plus 3 over the FOIL. Yes. What? The x minus 2 is cancelled out, so you got 5x minus 8 times x plus 3. That's a binomial times a binomial. Binomial times a binomial, you got a FOIL. This side over here is not seeing the FOIL step.
I just cross multiply.
I did.
It's the same thing on that, and I was going to talk about that in a minute.
No,
Good,
yeah, yeah.
good. Well, I mean, that's the way I have it set up.
That's what I got.
I'm going to talk about what he's saying with the cross multiplying in a second. See if you did that. I've got 5x minus 8 times x plus 3. 5x minus 1 times x plus 3.
I can do it.
Got Jack, I go position.
Right, you looking for after that, you know. I knew what you calling that.
I wrote it down. That's not what I got, but it's wrong.
Alright, let me talk about what y'all were discussing a little bit real quick. I set this up taking my common denominator. My common denominator here would be, I didn't orient this yet today. My common denominator here would be the product of these two. So I've got that set up there. Okay, so when I take this to the first piece, the x plus 2's would cancel out, so that would just leave me 5x minus 8 times x plus 3. When I take it to the second piece, the x plus 3's would cancel out, so that leaves me 5x minus 1 times x plus 2. Now, when you only have a fraction equal to a fraction, no extra plus or minus pieces, just a fraction equal to a fraction, you can cross multiply across that equal sign and get you the same thing. 5x minus 8 times x plus 3. X plus 2 times 5x minus 1. So you would get the same result either way. What you have to realize that you have here now, though, is a binomial times a binomial. So you got some foiling work to do on that. So let's get to foiling. Thought about writing up there, but I forgot to orient. Good. That gets me, whoops, let's pick that marker back up. Gets me 5x squared plus 15x minus 8x minus 24. Good job. I'm going to go ahead and combine those two like terms there with the 15x minus 8x. 7x minus 24. All right, over here, we're equal to 5x squared plus 10x minus 1x minus 2. So that's equal to 5x squared plus 9x minus 2. So it appears that we do have a quadratic, but when we start moving stuff over, if you subtract 5x squared from itself, it cancels out on both sides. So don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we're looking at 7x minus 24 is equal to 9x minus 2. I know it's bad. Add 2. So 7x minus 22 equals 9x. Subtract 7x. So negative 22 equals 2x. Did you get negative 11?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing anything in the numerator up there. Let's go look. Oh yeah, that's good. As long as I didn't have a negative 2 or a negative 3, I was good. That's it. Feel alright on that? I like that stuff better than the stuff that we did earlier in the week because I like actually solving and figuring out an answer. I mean, I didn't get to Ninja. You know, Ninja is my favorite.
Yeah,
But
Ninja is pretty cool.
yeah. All right.
Real big.
Tomorrow we're going to have some work to do.